Okay, so this is an update for Rust. So I don't know if you are familiar with the Rust implementation. It's a bit separate from the JavaScript and Go implementation since...
You're recording, right?
Yeah. It's not visible, but I am. So the big success of the past 6 months or so is that we've successfully integrated Rust libp2p into Substrate and Polkadot. So for those of you who don't know what Substrate is, it's basically a framework that allows you to build your own blockchains. We started building Polkadot, which is our new blockchain, but we realized that you can make a lot of things generic, so we extracted a lot of stuff into Substrate, and Substrate uses Rust libp2p. We've got a testnet running right now, which uses libp2p. You can check it out at telemetry.polkadot.io. Oops. We also got a testnet for Polkadot, which works successfully. And we've been using basically the same protocols as you, Cademia, Identify, Ping, and our own protocol, of course, for gossiping. A small fun fact, the DHTs of IPFS and Polkadot accidentally merged. I don't know how it happened, but I suppose someone tried to connect an IPFS node to a network. And like the network was down for this for a few days until we fixed it.
So that's actually the largest scale interop test we've ever done.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The problem is that when integrating Rust libp2p into Substrate, we've realized that it was not working very well. Like a lot of mistakes were made by me. So the news right now is that we've been working on a rework, basically more me, like people who help me are just fixing bugs. I've been working on this rework. It's like 80% complete. I put some statistics here. Since September, 8,000 lines of code added and 2,000 removed. Like, it's a big rework, but things are now working much better, I think. But it's still in progress, and I've got a local branch on my computer, which I'm going to submit soon. The problem, unfortunately, so it works much better, but there are a few people who have tried using Rust libp2p already. And I apologize to them, but we are prioritizing fixing stuff so that it works better over compatibility right now, because I think it's a good thing. And so for the future work, like Mike already said a few words about this, Ethereum 2.0 wants to use libp2p, and Ethereum likes Rust in general, and we already have 2 prototypes for an Ethereum 2.0 client. One is named Lighthouse, and the other one is made by a guy who works for Parity, Shasper, and both use Rust libp2p, or have started using it. Ethereum 1.0, that's for us. We are considering running a light client that uses Rust libp2p, so that you can put it in a browser, because dev p2p cannot work from inside a browser since it uses UDP. And yeah, Mike knows more about this than me, but we want to get more people on board on Rust libp2p. And yeah, that's it.
Quick question. How complete is the implementation? So are you guys following the same architecture as Go libp2p?
Yeah,
so
it should be. So like on the wire, it should be exactly the same. Like the API is not the same, but on the network layer, it should be totally compatible. Right. The DHTs accidentally merged. That's not something we planned to do.
Right, and a question there. You guys have a mono repo, right? So the modules are part of a single GitHub. Is that, like, how does that play out in Rust? And what are your opinions as well regarding compared with other implementations and the granularity there?
Yeah, so we have a mono repo, but we are still split into multiple crates.
Right.
So I think it combines the advantages of multi-repo. with advantages of monorepo. Like the advantages of monorepo is that you can just submit a pull request that modifies several stuff, to, several crates together. But at the same time, we're still separate enough so that you can use only some parts of Rust libp2p. So I think it's a good thing.
So when I just do a cargo build, what crate am I building?
So we've got around 10 different crates in the repo, but there's also another one that combines all together, a facade crate. And if you just run cargo build, it just compiles the facade crate, which uses all the underlying crates. So you compile everything.
Okay, got it.
It's just for easier usage.
Yeah, I saw the facade thing in the README. So. And you're also planning to write some more examples and docs, I think you mentioned.
Yeah. But like, unfortunately, since we're reworking half of the stuff.
Okay.